Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. After playing Minecraft for so long, I started to think, what would be the oldest and slowest machine I could possibly run the game on? Stick around because today we'll find that out. When I think of the slowest machine in my collection, I immediately think of my Super Socket 7 rig. It's not super fast, yet not super slow. It is what you would expect from a late 1990s machine. So I installed Windows ME on the rig to test it out, and I ran into a huge problem. You see, the rig was running with 384 megabytes of RAM installed, which I thought were going to be enough to run the earliest version possible of the game, but that wasn't the case. Firing the oldest historical version of Minecraft from the launcher resulted in the RAM usage to go from around 112 while Windows wasn't doing anything, to almost 800 megabytes. Obviously in the process causing a major slowdown of the system. Because we only have 384 megabytes of RAM, if Windows has to use more than that, it starts to use a dedicated section of the hard drive called page file, which basically will emulate the RAM in the hard drive, but a crap ton slower. The Asus P5AB that I was using would only go up to 768 megabytes of RAM, so I decided not to use the Super Socket 7 rig due to this memory limitation. Next, I moved to my slowest Socket 462 rig using a BioStar motherboard and a downclocked Athlon XP running at 800 MHz. Since this board supports up to 2 GB of DDR1 memory, I decided to play safe and go with 2 GB of RAM. Now I had the next dilemma on my hands. What graphics card should I really use to conduct a test? Well, I tried a Voodoo 3 2000 first, because this card is really cool and supports OpenGL. Minecraft requires a graphics card to at least support OpenGL 0.2, but the Voodoo 3 only supported 1.1, so the game didn't even try to open. I tried a Riva TNT, which does support OpenGL 1.2, and even a Riva TNT 2, but with both cards, the game apparently wasn't able to identify which OpenGL version the card could support. Moving one step in my collection, I settled for a GeForce 2 MX400, which supports OpenGL 1.5, and has about the performance of a GeForce 256 DDR, which happens to be the minimum card listed on Minecraft's wiki, so there's no wrong going, right? Well, the memory and GPU problems were solved, but the CPU, and that's not surprising, sometimes even the GPU don't do justice. This is Minecraft Classic, which, although the terrain is procedurally generated, it's very small, that's to say, not infinite like in normal Minecraft. So the game lags like hell when it's generating the terrain because of the slow CPU, and then once the entire world is generated and eating almost a gigabyte of RAM, we get a steady but low FPS due to the GPU, as you can see for yourself. I mean, this is the first version that actually lets you do anything, because the previous versions that we have of the game, the previous historical versions, they're just like rendering tests basically to see how the player should break the blocks, and is stuff like that. So this is essentially Minecraft Classic. This is the first version that allows you to do anything at all, like place blocks and choose what blocks you want to lay down. And excuse me about the flicker, because the display is running at 100 Hz right now. So if you have any flicker, I'm really sorry. But that's it. We got 39 FPS. We're running on short distance. So the main problem with Minecraft is that it requires a lot of CPU, a lot of CPU horsepower. The reason is that the way that Minecraft is running on Java is that like a lot of times per second, the Java virtual machine which the game is running on is requesting garbage collection. Basically, you know, picking up garbage, and you know, it's basically memory management, and that requires a lot of CPU time to accomplish. So this is an 800 megahertz Athlon XP. So yeah, I mean, the lag mainly comes when the world is being generated. After the entire world was generated and saved into memory, which is the case right here, because this is not an infinite world. There's no lag or stutter. So basically, the FPS figures you're seeing here are mainly due to the GeForce 2 MX400 that we're using here. I have absolutely no freaking idea how much VRAM the game is using currently, but this is just straight up ridiculous. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!